What's up, everybody? Circus here, coming at you with this month's how to start your free-to-play account in Duel Links. I like to do this video every month because, well, I want to make sure that the information is current, so when you're starting the game, you know the best way to get a start in Duel Links. So if you're new to Duel Links Entertainment and you don't know who we are, well, we started out as Twitch streamers, and then we opened up a YouTube channel, and we like to help people get a start in the game, because if you get a good start in the game, you're going to enjoy it and hopefully hang out with us a bunch. So let's get right to it. What we're going to do today is just kind of go over, you've started your account. What decks should we build? How do we use our tickets? What's the best way to farm gems? Stuff like that. So let's get into it. And I want to kind of explain. I'm going to be explaining a lot of stuff, but I'm going to kind of give you some credentials here so you can understand where I'm coming from with my approach to the game. So let's just get right into it. Originally, I started out as a whale in the game, which means I like to spend lots of money on the game. And I'm not trying to flex, but it was like $200 a month, easy on the game, collecting everything that I could. And then after about 3 years of that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to do free to play. I always do these videos every month, and I'd always have these accounts that I would start. And someone was like, you know what? You should play out one of these accounts that you open and see what you can do with it. And I was like, all right, let's do that and see what happens. So let me pull up that first account that I started with. It was about 5 months ago, and it is this one here. And what I did was I built a Harpy deck on it. So this is a completely free-to-play deck, and by that I mean I didn't spend any money on it. Now, some people in the community will say that a free-to-play deck means that you only spend about 10,000 gems on the deck, once through a main box or twice through a mini. I just define it as I didn't spend any money on the game. Okay, so I did this free-to-play, and then this is just showing the extra deck here, and then after that I built a second deck on this account, and I did Blue Eyes, and I just want to show you guys quick. I know a lot of you guys have seen these before, but I just want to show new players that this system that I'm going to be describing works. This is a very good Blue Eyes deck. I got the extra deck here, and so that's what I did on this account. And then that took me about 2 months. I built Harpies 1 month, and I built Blue Eyes the next month, and then I opened another account, and I built on this one. I built Resonators. Now this was a top deck. I built this, and this took about a month, and I did that. And then the next month I did Gimmick Puppets. Where are you? Down on Quattro. I did Gimmick Puppets because they were a hot deck at the time. So I did that. So you can see here I built, over the past like 4 or 5 months, I built 4 decks. Completely free to play, no gems, and these are pretty good versions of these decks. All right. So it can be done. It just takes a little bit of time. So what I like to do is I like to have multiple accounts. And a lot of people think this approach is weird, but what you can do is you can have multiple accounts, because you want to focus on like 1 or 2 decks on each account, because what you're going to find when you start the game is you're going to get like 3,000 to 4,000 gems just right away, and you're going to get things called dream tickets, which we'll go over in a little bit here, and you can build a deck, like a really nice deck, really quick, right? And you're going to grind out a bunch of gems, and you're going to build it like in a month, and then after you build that one, you can be like, let's build another deck. And the second deck you build, you're going to build it pretty quick, but the time that it takes to build that deck, it's going to take longer, because it's going to take longer to level up characters. You're not going to have your dream tickets and things like that. So the amount of time that it takes to build that second deck, it just takes longer, and then there's going to be less resources on that account. Now, personally, I think it's good, like, you build a deck and then you want to save resources, because down the road the deck might get power crept or it might get nerfed, and you want to be able to buy new cards to support those decks, right? And if you spend all your gems on one account, you're gonna have a hard time supporting those decks down the road. So you can always, what I like to do is I build my 2 decks, then I save up some gems, and then every day I just log into the account. I don't farm on the account. I just log into it, collect my daily rewards, and then just close the account out. And then I just do that every day on these different accounts, and I just collect the gems, I collect the tickets, and then I log them off, and then I just work on my most current account. And that way, I'm just collecting resources on them, and then when I want to play Harpies, I pull up my Harpy account, I play on it, and then if I want to upgrade it, I can save some gems and be like, oh, I need this card, and I can save for that and not run out of resources. So that's why I prefer to use the multiple account approach. And what I do is I use emulators. A lot of people ask, which ones do you use? I use Nox, BlueStacks, and Memu. I use those. You can also do it on Steam. just using multiple Steam accounts. The reason I don't use that for this video is because you can't have two instances of Steam running at the same time. So I use Android emulators. You can do it on your phone, I guess, too. I've never done that, but people tell me you can do that too. So there's plenty of ways to do it. It's not that hard to do. I recommend you should have a second account. Even if you have one account, well, let's say you build 10 decks on it, you should always have that other account just ready to go. You know what I mean? Collecting resources in case you want to switch over and try something new. So right now I'm working on this account right here, and I just started a few days ago, and we're going to go over some things here and get you guys going. So when you first get into the game, it's you got to get a deck, right? And that's why everybody's here. Everybody's just tell me what deck, and we'll get to that. But what I want to get into is what you do when you're in the game and the best way to accomplish that. So what you need to do in the game is grind out gems. That's what this whole thing is about, because you're going to come into this store here and you're going to spend your gems. And that's one of the first things they introduce you to in the game, right? They're like, here, go check out the store. Let's go get a pack. Let's go see what you get. You know what I mean? So that's what this game is all about. So 180 packs, they're 50 gems per pack, so it really adds up quick. These used to be 200 packs per box. It was like 10,000 gems. Now it's 9,000 whatever per box. So it's a lot of gems. It's a lot of gems. So what you are going to be doing is spending most of your time grinding out gems to buy into those boxes. And the way this game is set up is the card you want is always at the bottom. Now, that's not always true. Sometimes at the top and you get lucky, but just expect that if there's a card you want, you're going to have to buy all the packs all the way to the bottom to get that card. So just have that mindset going into it that I'm going to have to buy this whole box to get one card. Okay? Just get used to that fact. Okay? So what you want to do is grind gems, and you want to do that as efficiently as possible. And what I have found the best way to do it is to work the PvE, the player versus environment, the player versus everything system, and just work these standard duelists here and complete these stage missions. And I'll just give you some tips on how to do that. So let's just get into that. Now, what you're going to do is we'll get into the decks in a little bit, but you're going to have your auto dueling deck, and you're going to take on one of these standard duelists, and you're going to just tell them, you know, I'm going to auto duel, and you just let the thing run. It's going to complete it. And like right now, I can battle 7 auto duelists before I run out of duelist to go up against. Now with these stage missions, what you got to do is complete certain tasks within the game, and as you do that, you'll get little rewards, and then as you complete all of these, you'll unlock the big reward right here, complete all stage missions, and you get 100 gems. Now after that happens, your standard duelist right here, this little counter will reset, so I'll get an additional 7 standard duels to go against. So what you want to do is set up your deck, whatever it is to complete these stage missions as you're auto dueling against these standard duelists. So if we take a look at what we have here, these are pretty easy ones, like use spell cards 15 times. So I want to make sure I got spell cards in my deck, right? Summon 25 monsters, not a problem. Destroy 25 monsters, not a problem. And these are a little bit more specific. They have me you have to beat specific duelists within the game at the gate. But sometimes they'll say like gain 1,000 life points in one duel, or do 5,000 points of effect damage. So you can put those kind of cards in your deck so that you're gaining those. You're completing these missions as you go. So that way it's super efficient. You complete all the missions. You use all your standard duelist up here at the top. You use all these up, and then you go in here and you collect all your rewards. And then you tell it, you know, complete all stage missions. You collect your 100 gems. And then it's going to refresh all your missions. You'll be at stage 21. Like here, this would be stage 21. I'll get a whole bunch of new missions. And then I got a whole bunch of duelists to do it again. And you just kind of repeat that process. Now, what I found is, so far, like through here, stage 20, these are super easy to complete. They're super easy. What you want to do is you want to keep doing them until they get hard. When they get really specific and they take too much time, move on to another world in the game. And there's like 5 worlds, I think, in this game. I do believe, yes, right? There's 5. I should know that. There's 5. When you get into the missions, they're super easy in the beginning, right? You got like win 5 duels, summon Blue Eyes Dragon 1 time. I mean, you don't get any gems here, but you'll start getting gems, and the missions are always so easy. So it's usually through like stage 10 to 15, they're super easy. And then you just go to the next world. So I have 2 worlds left. I haven't unlocked GX or 5Ds yet. But you just go to the next one and you just do 1 through 10 or 15 or whatever's easiest, and just do those. Don't spend a lot of time on these, because what you want to do is just get gems as quickly as possible. Okay, so just do these missions and make sure that they're always easy. Just make sure they're easy. Win 6 duels, use skills 3 times a duel roll. I mean, totally easy. You just keep moving. Now, there are a couple other ways when the account is new that you can get gems, and one of them right here. Make sure to check this out. I just clicked the information button. This bingo mission, this is a big one right here. There are, I believe, some, let's see here. Yeah, there's 2 bingo sheets. Yeah, because this last one you unlock Mokuba. So you do the first bingo sheet and you get an enemy controller. You do the second one and you get Mokuba. So there you go. And you get all these gems. You get a ton of gems on the first sheet. You get on the second sheet, you get a ton of gems. So make sure you go in here and complete these, okay? Because you're going to get a ton of gems, okay? And then the other things you can do is come over here and go to right here, the duel trials. This is actually a pretty good source of gems. You can go in here, loner decks. There's a ton of gems in here. Someone told me once, I never took time to count, but there's like 5,000 gems in here. This is a pretty good way to farm gems. What I'll usually do is I'll do stage missions, and then it's 500 gems for a 10-pack in the store, for a 10-pack of cards at the store. Let's say I farmed out 470 gems. I'm like 30 gems short. I'll come in here and do one of these or a couple of these to get enough gems to get me to that next 10-pack. Sound like a junkie, right? Give me that 10-pack, man. The dual quizzes are good too. There's a lot of gems in these. Unless there's gems, I don't do them. Like, I'm not going to do this one. I'm not going to worry about it because it's just a card that I don't need. So I'm just going to do the ones with gems. And there's 3 levels of these, 1, 2, and 3. So do those, and you'll get gems doing that as well. Now, another source is PvP. I would say as a new player, don't worry about PvP so much. You can get gems. I'm not saying don't ever play in here, okay? But when you look at the rewards, personally, I think for the time that you spend trying to get these gems, it's not really worth it. Like, okay, so if I get this victory here, I'm gonna get 5 gems. I might play against somebody that has a really slow deck like arrow mages or a stall deck, and it might take me 10, 15, 20 minutes to win that duel, and then I get 5 gems. It's like, man, and if that keeps up, you're getting like 3 duels in an hour, right? Because each one, let's say, it takes 20 minutes. You win all 3, you're going to get 15 gems for 1 hour's worth of playing. I typically use this as like one of the last things I do to get gems. Now, don't get me wrong, there's some good gems in here, and you can get gems for ranking up too, like from going from like bronze into gold, or bronze into silver, silver into gold, gold into platinum. You get rank ups, they're nice, but again, there's a lot more time involved in this. So I would do all these other things first and then do some PvP, because there are missions that you have to do. They'll say like play 5 PvP duels. That's when I save that for that. That's when I go into PvP, is when I'm trying to complete those. But don't be afraid to go into PvP. I'm just solely focused on getting gems here to build decks. Okay, so to me, the best way to get gems is leveling up your characters, completing stage missions, doing the duel trials, and then doing the loner decks. Those are the time for reward, I think, is the highest there. Now, these characters, the ones you want to level up first are the ones in the first world, Duel Monsters world, because they go up to level 30, and they have the best rewards up to level 30. I already went past level 30. Here we go. Later on in the game, this level 30 reward, instead of 300 gems, you get a card. Yeah, it kind of sucks. So the quickest amount of gems is up to level 30. Bam. And then once you start getting into these higher levels here, it actually takes a lot more experience, but you're not technically leveling up your character like you would in a role-playing game, if that makes sense. Like, you're not getting strength +3 or something like that. You know, you're just getting an additional reward. So think of it that way. So to get to level 45, it's going to take a long time and a lot of experience points. So it's better just to go to level 30 and then move on. That's what I do with all my guys. Let's see here. I think that was everything that I wanted to cover on that. So we're going to get into my strategy of what I'm doing with this account. Oh, let's do dream tickets too, or let's do tickets. I can show you that, and then we'll get into the strategy. That's what I want to show you. So what I did there was I went to the gift box up here. You click on the gift box. You should be familiar with this, and you're going to go into exchange tickets. There's some really cool things in here called dream tickets, and then there's standard tickets. I just want to show you the difference between these because a lot of people spend these by accident. Okay, so right here, this is a rare dream ticket. This is a rare ticket, not a dream ticket, a rare ticket. And this is a super rare ticket, okay? This one right here. The one above it, this is a dream ticket. And you can see it's marked right here, SR dream ticket, SR ticket, glossy. See, there's a difference. So make sure that you understand that this has the dragon head on it, and then the UR dream ticket has the head on it, the dragon head on it. These tickets are really good because they're going to allow you to get a card from one of those boxes that you usually have to buy at the store. Okay, you're going to use these to build decks. You're going to use them to help save yourself some money or time with going through grinding gems and having to get the card. So what you want to do immediately when you're looking at cards and at dream tickets, at the cards in the dream tickets, is hit this boxes button. This will filter out all the cards that you could get for free in other ways, because there's cards in here that you can just like farm, you get from the card trader. I mean, they're total traps. They want you to spend a dream ticket on like Blue Eyes White Dragon or something, which is a completely free card. So you hit this boxes button, it will filter out all that garbage. So that way you're only looking at cards that are available in boxes. Okay. Now the best way to look at right now, because there's what we call a half price gem sale going on. So what you don't want to do is use a dream ticket on a card that's available half price. Does that make sense? So what you can do is like Floodgate Trap Hole. I'm going to click on this card here. I can go to how to obtain, and then I can go and click on the box, and I'll show you where to look this up. But I know from reading the announcement that the half price gem sale is on the first 20 boxes. 20 main boxes and 20 mini boxes. Okay, so I can hit this information button right here, and then it will tell me that this is the 7th main box. See it up here at the top? So this is something that's on sale. So I don't want to use my dream ticket on this right now. So keep that in mind if you're going to spend your dream tickets. See if there's a half price gem sale going on. And then also check. And here's another big one right here. 10 packs is $250. That should tell you right there. But another way to check, if you just want to make sure, information button, and then it'll tell you 7th main box. And I know, and I'll show you the notification that is through the 20th main box. Okay, main and mini. I'm sorry. So what you want to do is use your dream tickets. Usually we tell people, what I've been doing is I want to use it to complete a deck. I will look at it and say, all right, so what can I use from these dream tickets to prevent me from having to go through a box, if that makes sense. And let me pull up one of my other accounts and we can kind of look at that. Right here on the Resonator deck, I can show you exactly what I used them for. So in this one, I used the SR dream tickets on my my red resonators. And the reason I did that is because this box that these were in had nothing else that I wanted in there. There was nothing else. And I needed 2 of these, and I had 2 SR dream tickets. So I used these on my red resonators, which helped me avoid the box completely. So I never had to buy anything in that box. Okay. And then I did the same with these Cosmic Cyclones right here because I needed back row removal. This isn't a good box. There was nothing else I wanted in the box. So then I used them on the 2 Cosmic Cyclone, and then I could avoid going into that box completely. And that's going to save you a lot of gems because sometimes you have to go into a box just like to get 1 card. So if you can like avoid going into that box altogether, you're going to save yourself a ton of gems doing that. Okay. So that's what you want to do when using your dream tickets. A lot of people like to get staples with them, and a staple is a card that you can use like in a lot of different decks. There's nothing wrong with that, but I am always focused on building decks. So what I like to do is use them as a tool to help save me some time in building that deck. And using this multiple account approach, the tickets they're very important, but they're not as sacred almost to this account, because a lot of people act like, oh my god, you got to be so careful with your dream tickets, you don't want to waste them. But if you're doing multiple accounts and you accidentally waste one, no biggie, you got another account, you can always restart. It's not that big of a deal, you know. So that's how you want to spend those dream tickets, and you just want to be very careful that you know the difference. Make sure it says UR dream ticket, SR dream ticket, so you don't accidentally spend them, you know, because we're going to be spending some tickets later on, and we just want to make sure that we're using these normal ones and not the UR and SR ones, okay? So I think we're ready to finally move on to the decks. 20 minutes into the video, people saying, Circus, you're killing me here. So usually what I tell people to do is get what's called an Amazonas deck. And people are so mad at me at this point for telling them every month, why do you always tell us to get Amazon, Circus? Oh my God. We hate Amazons at this point. And I'll show you what one of those look like. Okay, so that is on this account. And this is the Amazonas deck. I like building this. You can get a lot of it with tickets. And I'll put a link, I'll put like the deck list below and where to get everything. A lot of this is tickets, and then some of this is in a box. The gems that you get when you start out can build this deck. Well, except for these 3 Canadia here. This will take you a little bit longer, but like all the monsters that you need, and in particular this card, you're going to be able to get with the gems, especially now with the gem sale going on. You're going to be able to build this deck. Which reminds me, I did tell you I was going to show you where to get that info on the gem sale, and that'd be right here. I'm sorry I'm bouncing around a little bit, but I just remembered. And you can come right down here, 50% off gem sale. You can click on it, and it'll tell you through August 29th. So through the end of the month. You have all month to use this sale. Make sure to take advantage of it, okay? So that was the Amazonas deck. Again, I'll show you one more time. I still recommend this deck. It's still very good, but people are sick and tired of seeing it. And this is actually the Harpy deck. We don't want the Harpy deck. Let me show you here one more time. The Amazon deck. Here we go. It's on Taya. Here's the Amazonas deck. Again, it's still really good. I still recommend it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a very strong deck. It'll get you at least to legend. Once you learn how to play the deck, it'll take you pretty far. So I did look into an alternative because people were like, come on, Circus, enough with the Amazon. So what I did is a lot of people recommend Return of the Red Eyes. Okay. Now this costs 500 gems. Not a bad deal, right? So I started doing auto dueling with it. And what I notice is, for the most part, the computer just stalls out, stalls the game until it can get into its boss monster, Red Eye Slash Dragon. And I noticed all it's doing is summon these beat sticks. These have pretty high attack for being so early in the game. Like the monsters you're facing are really weak. So I'm like, well, why spend 500 gems on it then? I mean, the deck's fine, but why spend 500 gems, right? The gem sale's going on. That's 20 packs of cards. So what I did is I took those, you know, those tickets I was just showing you, not the dream tickets, for the love of God, not the dream tickets. I went in and built a completely deck out of tickets, and I just did dinos. There's plenty of dinosaur cards in here. I'll put the list in the description below, but you can see I got some URs here, some SRs, and then some rares. It might take you a few days to get all of these from logging in. You'll get enough tickets to build a deck like this. Now, you don't have to build this exact deck. This is just, I just filtered for dinosaurs. You can just go to the filter here when you're looking at the cards. You just go filter, dinosaur. And that's all I did on each one. And then I just got, you know, the necessary cards. So it's a total of 12 monsters. Like I said, these are all tickets. These are all tickets. So, just go there and use these tickets. But Jurassic World's really nice because it boosts the attack of your monsters. And then Banner of Courage, this is actually one of those dual trials. You can get that for completely free. And then I think Yugi's got one in his starting deck, I think is what it is. We'll look at how to obtain. Yugi's got one, Seto Kaiba's got one, and then Sarah, she's later on, she has one. I think you can just get them from winning a duel too. And it's kind of funny, people will laugh at this, but all we're trying to do with this whole deck is that we summon monsters and then we boost their attack. And for being early on in the game, the computer can't mess with this. I mean, there's nothing, I'll do an auto duel here. There's nothing the computer can do because its attack is so low that it's using that you put out like a 1700, 1800 beat stick and then you boost it by 300 and then you put Banner of Courage on it and then you use Metalmorph and the computer's like, I got nothing. So like already right here, I got a 2000 beat stick out on the field. It's going to try to summon into this stuff, but already it can't. This guy gets boosted by your opponent's monsters, and already it can't deal with it. And so this is a no gem deck, and it claps because it's really quick, because it's putting 2,000 points of attack in every turn, like you just saw. So I mean, it works really well. I've been using this is actually like the no gem deck altogether. I can show you the one that I started using more, but that's the one where no gems at all. But I have been starting to buy cards on this account because that's what we do here, right? Now, personally, this is up to you. You can start saving gems using this deck to build your next deck, whatever it's going to be. I recommend getting under our Discord, talking to our new player helpers. They'll get you started out right. They're going to show you everything, or they'll ask you questions like, you know, how much money are you going to spend on the game? How much time do you want to spend grinding? What kind of play style do you like? And they'll help guide you to the right deck, okay? And they can answer any questions you have. But personally, I'm not going to build a deck on this account until next month, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. But I can show you, this is, I call my upgraded dinos. It's so awesome. But what I'm doing is I'm using the half-price gem sale to acquire some staples that I feel are going to be good when the new world comes out next month, at the end of next month. Pendulum World, Arc V, Arc 5, whatever. So we have a video where we're talking about what cards would be good when that world comes out. So I'm taking my time now to acquire those cards, and that's why I have a Floodgate Trap Hole. I got this half price. You see, I have Wall of Disruption. I got these while getting another card that's hot right now, and that is, I can show you, Forbidden Chalice. That's a really hot card in the meta right now. I'm betting that that's going to be hot later on. These were both half price. They're in the same box as Forbidden Chalice and this Wall of Disruption. They're in the same box, so I got them really quick, really easy. And then what else am I working on? I got 2 Treacherous Trap Hole, half price. So I'm getting those. I'm just going to get some staples that I think that are going to be good during the Pendulum era, and then I'm just going to sit and just dino deck it and just collect gems. I'm going to get like 2 more Floodgates, and then maybe a couple Karma Cuts. It's a card that's not on sale right now. Maybe I'll use Dream Tickets to get it just to save myself some time. And then I'm just going to sit and collect gems. And you're like, Circus, why are you going to do that? When Pendulums come out, when the new world comes out, what's going to happen is they're going to release a box. And when that box comes out, it's gonna have a card in there called a chase card, and that card is usually the card that came out previously that year that's locked behind a paywall. And what that means is this is a selection box here. This selection box, you can get some free cards out of it. You can buy 12 packs for 200 gems, so about 2,400 gems, and you can do that. And then after those 12 sales run out, you can't get any more. There is one card in this box that is probably one of the best cards to come out in the game. There's one other called Enemy Controller, and that was free back in the day. This is that good of a card that you want 3 of them. Now, you can gamble and try to get one of these. I'm not going to stop you. It might be worth it. You might get one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait, because this card should be, based on history of Duel Links, this card should be coming out in the new world box at the end of next month. If it does, I want to be ready, and I want to get 3 of these things on my account. Now, it's going to be a main box, so it's going to cost roughly 10,000 gems to go through, and I want 3 of them, so I need 30,000 gems, and I'm going to start saving now to do it. That's what I would recommend. Now, that's not sexy, and that's not fun. I realize that. Telling you, like, hey, at the end of next month, you can buy a deck. So what I would recommend, that's what I'm doing on this account. I'm going to just sit and grind gems, and then I'm just going to buy 3 Book of Moon, and whatever deck I get in that box that comes out, that's what I'm going to play. That's what I'm doing on this account. That might not be fun for you, so what I would recommend is just grinding gems. Talk to our new player helpers, and then maybe they can help get you into a lower cost deck. Now, I would be remiss not to mention that with the half price gem sale going on, there are some pretty good decks on sale right now. However, personally, I wouldn't recommend them just because most of them are kind of old, okay? There's nothing wrong with these decks. I've played these decks in the past, and I enjoyed them, and I already passed them up here. And I enjoyed the heck out of them, and it's this box right here, Guardians of Rock. A lot of people are going to talk about this box, and they're not wrong. Triamids is in this box. It's a good deck. I used to play the hell out of this deck. All right. Magnets, Herf, guy on the channel here, loves this deck. It's a good deck. There's nothing wrong with this stuff, all right? The only thing wrong with it is it's gems that are not going towards Book of Moon. And I think Book of Moon is more important than any gems you spend on this deck, on these two decks. Honestly. That's why I came up with the no gem approach. If you just use that dinosaur deck and you just grind gems, having 3 Book of Moon down the road, you're going to be so much happier than having 3 Book of Moon than having Trimids and Magnets put together. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it. But, you know, if you want to play the game and you want to get into it, I'm not going to say you did the wrong thing. If you want to buy an older deck that's half price and have fun with it, do it. Go right ahead. Just personally, I'm just going to wait, collect some gems, get 3 Book of Moon, let's go. That's what I'm doing. But it's ultimately up to you. Remember, use those dream tickets, use them wisely, use the half price gem sale, use it wisely. And remember, Book of Moon is just around the corner, all right? So now I've rambled for like a half hour. Hopefully this will point you guys in the right direction on what to do here. Oh, there's always this last thing I always want to tell people about. If you don't mind spending a little money on the game, you can come over here to specials, is it? No. Yeah, specials, right? Bundles at the bottom. These bundles, probably some of the best deals in the game because these are guaranteed cards for $5 and you get 10 packs out of the latest box. So you might want to find out if the latest box is worth getting 10 packs out of, but you are getting a guaranteed card, and you're going to find out in Duel Links that barely ever happens. So here you get Galaxy Cyclone, great card. This is Raigeki Break, a great card. Drowning Mirror Force, great card. Floodgate, remember I already got one of those. That's a great card. I would skip this one. Canadia is a good card. I would get 3 of those. That's me. A lot of people hate me for saying that. Cosmic Cyclone, remember? This is a great back row removal card. Sphere Creable, you can't go wrong with their buddy right here. And I would skip Super Rush Headlong. Don't really need that. And Mirror Wall is not bad, but you could skip it. But those are my recommendations on those. Guaranteed cards, and you get 10 packs out of Darkness Gimmick, which is an okay box. Other than that, I think that's everything. I try to get as much into these videos as I can. I'm already at almost like 35 minutes on this one. I've probably rambled way too much. But any questions you have, throw them in the comments below. But really the best way is just get in the Discord. It's free. We're not trying to sell you anything. Just get in the Discord. Go to New Player Help. Ask all the questions you want. Those guys that have infinite patience are there to help you, all right? So, woo, I hope that's everything. I probably missed a bunch of stuff, and I probably confused you along the way a few times, but my name is Circus. I'm going to get out of here, and I hope to see you in the Discord, all right? See you next time.